Your manifestation isn't stuck. You're simply just doubting it too much. And that doubt is the only thing slowing it down. Let's talk about how we're going to stop doubting and finally letting your desire show up when it comes to manifestation. If you're new here, I'm Tara, your manifesting bestie. Welcome to the only manifestation community that you need. This is where we trade our doubts for our desires and we watch the magic unfold. First of all, I want to say happy Halloween to anyone who is watching this video. I hope that you have a super fun and safe holiday if you celebrate. We obviously love Halloween around here. But in today's video, we are going to be talking about doubt. If you've been affirming, visualizing, doing all the things that you are supposed to do, but you keep thinking, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't show up? What if I'm the only one that it doesn't work for? Why is it not working for me? Then this video is for you. I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to stop doubting so you can let your manifestation flow right on in. First up, I want to talk about how doubt is completely normal. However, with that being said, it is still a choice. You are human. So doubt is a normal negative emotion that we all feel. It's a way of our brains naturally trying to protect us from getting hurt because that's what our brains are supposed to do. So of course you're going to have moments when you're manifesting, when your brain says, yeah, right, this is too big. This is never gonna happen. This can't happen for me. And it is going to talk like that. Your brain is going to come up with these things to try to protect you from what it thinks that you need protected from. Its job is to keep us alive, okay? This doesn't mean that you have failed. The only problem is when you viewer, when you choose to stay in that state, you're staying in that mentality. You're letting those thoughts completely pause and hold everything up for you. Because when you feed the doubt, you're basically feeding the beast, okay? You're basically affirming the exact opposite of what you want. It's like ordering food and then calling the restaurant 5 times to say, actually, are you making my order? I don't really think you're making my food. How in the hell do you think that restaurant's gonna respond? That is not gonna speed up your order, okay? They would be so confused. Honestly, they would probably stop because they're thinking that they're getting punked. You wouldn't do that. You would not call the restaurant like that. It literally just confuses the entire process. So your first step is just realizing that doubt is a normal process. Doubt is normal. It's just our brain's way of trying to keep us safe, but persistence is a choice, okay? And y'all, it is the right choice. You have the power to choose which story you're gonna feed, whether you're going to continue with the doubt and stay super negative about your situation, or you're gonna choose to address the doubt and say, no, that's not true. I'm gonna go this way. Which brings me into our next topic is we need to flip that doubt into something neutral. The trick is that you don't have to go from having this doubt into complete blind faith, which is good news because that doesn't make sense to us. That doesn't feel natural. It feels fake. It feels completely fake. And I'm telling you, your brain is going to fight it. That's why it's really tough whenever we begin to affirm for our desires and your brain's like, whoa, it's hard to focus on this. This isn't true. Well, no, it's not true yet, but it will never become true if you cannot sit and have the discipline to focus affirm. But those thoughts are going to come up at first because that's what that is. It's our brain's way of trying to keep us safe. So our job is to first flip that doubt into a neutral thought. So when it comes to SPs, I know that's super popular and a lot of people are into manifesting SPs. I've personally have done this for myself. And if you are someone who is thinking they don't even like me, they have me blocked, whatever the scenario may actually be, your current circumstances look like, okay? Instead of spiraling, I want you to completely flip it into, nope, they always choose me. They already chose me. They're so in love with me. They love me so much. They do XYZ. They bring me flowers. They call me constantly. Whatever you need to make your new story as natural as possible for you and your circumstances, that's what the new story is going to be. So instead of they don't even like me or they have me blocked, no, SP loves me. He or she is healthily obsessed with me. They are constantly calling me. They're constantly sending me flowers. They're constantly texting me, whatever. And even if you don't feel it yet, that is exactly how you shifted out of that doubt into your new story. So way to go, bestie. Next scenario is if you are someone who's manifesting money, if you are thinking, thinking, I never have enough or I'm always broke, we're gonna go ahead and turn that into a neutral thought by saying, money loves me. Money always shows up in random places for me. Money always shows up in my jean pockets. Money always shows up in my sweatshirt pockets. Money is always finding me. This is one of those things where you could actually keep like in your notes app or set reminders on your phone of a couple like go-to quick little flips. That way, if doubt ever does creep in, you immediately have it right there to go ahead and like keep repeating to yourself. So you don't have to scramble. It just makes it a little bit easier on you and a little bit more natural. And then you've got your new story good to go. So I just want to reassure you that doubt fades when your trust becomes a habit. And how do we create a habit? Well, naturally, if you look that up, you're gonna find something along the lines of doing something over and over and over again for at least a minimum of 21 days to create a new habit. So that's an actual pretty good challenge for yourself. Maybe we should do a challenge. If you're interested, let me know. I've done this and you would be amazed at how some of the things will show up for you that you just wouldn't even imagine, or you would have never noticed before if you didn't lock in like that. But this is how you can literally train your brain to trust. Did you hear that? Y'all, let me say that again. You can train your brain to trust. That's amazing, okay? It's like learning to ride a bike. At first, you kind of like wobble all over the place and you're kind of doubtful and you're like, oh, I'm scared. I just don't know if I can do this. I just don't even want to bother with it. And then all of a sudden, the more practice you get in, the more sturdier you get, and then you don't really lose that habit. You don't lose that habit. You've already created that habit, the muscle memory. You've done this thing over and over and over, practicing again, and now you're a master at riding a bike. Please tell me why that you could not do the same thing with manifesting. It's literally the same concept, but you have to practice it. So in my other previous videos, I've talked about how this isn't like a quick fix. So anyone who makes a freaking video or a post or TikTok or whatever else is out there, if they're telling you or promising you that this is a quick fix, yes, in some certain circumstances, sometimes people can and instantly manifest. However, if you're watching this, it's because you're going back to the basics, and that is not true for the mass majority of people. And I would just be very cautious when watching any of those videos, okay? Because you deserve the truth. This is why I have started my YouTube channel. You deserve to know the truth. It's not a quick fix. This is a lifestyle change. And I want you guys to go out and to get all of your desires. That is why I'm making these videos. So go back, check out my other related videos. I've got some really good concepts on here. This same concept though applies to manifesting. You can learn to ride your bike with some practice. You can also become a master at manifesting, and you can affirm to be a master at manifesting. I literally used to tell myself, God, I'll never be able to stop doubting. This is just my personality. It's just who I am. That's gross. Those are horrible thoughts. I'm aware of that now. I was raised in an environment and I had a collective group of people, friends, you know, I had a collective group of friends that I had grown up with where it's like, we thought like that all the time. That is a horrible way of thinking, okay? Let me be your manifesting bestie. Listen to me. That is a horrible way of thinking. But once I learned that I could redirect my thoughts, I could pause the doubt, turn it into something neutral and actually believable, and continuously telling myself the same story over and over again, even when it felt silly, trusting then became my default. All right, then I learned to trust myself. And that is when things start shifting like really freaking fast, like so fast. You need to make it a habit each night before bed or when first waking up in the morning, before even grabbing your phone. I want you to sit there and tell yourself, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Isn't it wonderful? Everything's always working out for me. Everything is always unfolding perfectly for me. Even if I can't see it, even if I can't see it yet, everything is always working for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Say it with me. Everything is always working out for me, even if I can't see it. I want you to tell yourself that over and over and over and over again, okay? Go to bed thinking about that. Wake up repeating it. Maybe carve out 10 minutes in the morning to just sit quietly before getting off or started for your day, or during nap time, whatever works best for you. Just sit there and think that over and over and over again. Do this consistently and you will start to trust more than you do doubt. I promise you. I promise you. Okay, now you might be saying, but Tara, what am I supposed to do when the doubt hits so hard and I'm just losing it and I'm spiraling? Okay, hold up. I got a solution for you, okay? Here's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to pause. You're going to recognize that you are having a moment. I want you to physically say speak it out loud. This is old programming. This is the old story. This is not the truth. And then immediately you're going to shift into your new story. What that means is I want you to sit there, even if you have to just like calm your brain down by repeating that's just old programming, it's not the truth multiple times. Once you can kind of pick yourself back up, I want you to immediately start affirming your new story. In your head, I want you to sit there and I want you to start telling yourself the new story. So that means that you're gonna pick your affirmations and you're gonna keep repeating them over and over and over. And I don't even care if you're like having inner dialogue with yourself. As long as everything that you're saying aligns with your end goal, that's perfect. I want you to pick yourself back up and keep telling yourself the new story. This is exactly how you're gonna win, bestie. These 3 simple steps like this can pull you out of that spiral in like seconds. Sometimes it might take a little long and sometimes you might fall back off again. That's okay. There's no restarting. All right, you're just gonna pick yourself back up when you're ready and you're gonna start affirming for the new story, for your desire. What the new story is, that's what you're going to be talking to yourself about, basically. And you're gonna keep affirming. And also, I just want to say that it is okay if you spiral. We're human, doubt is normal. It's okay to spiral. That is not going to set you back or ruin any of the progress that you've made, okay? That's not true. That is all it is. It is a moment. It is a moment. Besties, we are not staying there. Okay? Do not get caught up in that spiral. That is not the end all be all. Okay? It is a moment. You're gonna pick yourselves right back up and we're gonna continue on with that new story. Please, please, please remember that all of your magic, all of your desires, it is literally a mindset away. The entire truth is that doubt does not mean that you have failed. It's just an old habit. It's an old habit that we have to kick with our new programming. Habits can definitely be changed. The more you stop and you flip that doubt into neutral, natural thought, the faster your manifestation is going to come flooding in. That is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Keep trading your doubts for your desires. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And besties, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!